Right guys, today I wanted to make a video on Arsenal and specifically how they can improve next season, because unless Norwich somehow beat Tottenham on Sunday, Arsenal will be finishing 5th this season, which, I mean, at the start of the season you would probably say wouldn't be a bad finishing position for them, but considering the position they got themselves into with a few points this season, I think there will be Arsenal fans that are disappointed that they haven't managed to get fourth spot, especially with that three-game run in about a month ago where they lost 3-0 to Crystal Palace, 2-1 to Brighton, and 1-0 to Southampton, I want to say. So yeah, obviously that is the period that has cost them ultimately this season. But I want to talk about how they are going to improve next season and how they can get top four. So for me, the number one thing they need is they need a striker this summer. That much is fairly obvious, I think, because at the moment they've got two options to play striker: Alexander Lacazette and Eddie Nketiah, who have both been quite good this season in patches. Like Nketiah, obviously it's a shorter period, it's more recent. Whereas Lacazette, whilst his goal scoring hasn't been as good as it has been in previous seasons, um, he's still, like, if you ask most Arsenal fans, he's still been good enough to play for this team, and he has won the captain's armband as well. As like Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang lost it and ultimately it got sold to Barcelona. But yeah, he's contributed enough, even if his assist numbers aren't high enough. Like the way he links play up, he's done that a lot better this season than he has in previous years. So he definitely hasn't been a bad player. However, what you can say for both players for sure is that their contracts are running out next month. So unless Arsenal are going to act and give one of them, because I doubt they're going to give both of them new contracts, then they will need to sign a striker this summer. They probably could do with a striker anyway, because Nketiah is still very young and it's going to be hard to rely upon him for like 20 goals a season next year, because that's a lot of pressure on him. And Lacazette, yeah, he's a very good player, but he's this season he's not really shown a sign of a player that is going to score you 20 or 30 goals a season. So that is what I think Arsenal need to go for. Like, there's obviously been players that they've been linked to, Calvert-Lewin being one of them, Victor Osimhen for Napoli being another. So there's a lot of players they've been linked to. I don't know for sure who they should go for, but that is what I think they do need to sign to make the next step, because they also need a bigger squad, because I know Arsenal will want to prioritise Premier League over Europa League next season. But they like, you don't want to completely just neglect the Europa League. You want to put out a decent side for it. So yeah, I think they need to make a few signings in a couple of other positions, because they have got a couple of options from players they have loaned out. So for example, they've got Lucas Torreira, Matteo Guendouzi, and also William Saliba coming back from loan spells at Marseille, and I think Torreira's on loan at Fiorentina. And by all accounts, all three of them have had decent seasons. So there is definitely reasons why Arsenal should keep them. I also think possibly a left back, because Nuno Tavares, whenever I've watched him this season, he hasn't impressed me that much. He's good going forward, but a defensive liability for sure. And also Kieran Tierney, when he is on the pitch, he's generally very good for Arsenal. But he is unreliable with his fitness, or has been for Arsenal in his first 3 years at the club already. I'm not even sure he's like made it close to 100 appearances yet for Arsenal. That's how like poor his injury record's been. But like, there's no doubting that he is a good player. So they could possibly do with another left back option. I think at centre backs, with Saliba coming back into it, they should have enough options with the three they've already got in Ben White, Gabriel, and Rob Holding. And Tomiyasu can also play centre back as well. Cedric's back up to Tomiyasu at right back. They've got goalkeepers. Central midfield, they've got Xhaka and El Neni, who've been really good recently. They've also got Lokonga and, as I mentioned before, Guendouzi and Torreira coming back in the attacking midfield positions. They're not really needing anyone right now. They've got Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, Martinelli, all competing for positions. Even behind that, they've got Nicolas Pepe as well. So I don't think they need as many transfers as you may think they need, but they are like increasing your squad depth's never going to be a bad thing. So yeah, that's what I think they need to do in preparation for next season, and I think they can potentially get top 4 next season, or even top 3, because I still think United are a long way off. West Ham are they're not in as good position as Arsenal, because you can make the argument that their starting 11 is on the level of Arsenal's or somewhere close to it, but their squad depth is a lot worse than Arsenal's. Tottenham will definitely be a competitor for Arsenal, and so will Chelsea if they fail to improve in the summer. So yeah, it's like Man City and Liverpool are the top 2, and then you've got 3 teams competing for the top 4. In my opinion, I still don't think United will be in there next season. I think they need another couple of years to just rebuild and decide. You can also make the argument that there are a couple of players that for Arsenal that they need to clear out, but I don't think it's completely necessary or essential that happens. But because like the amount of deadwood that Arteta's already got rid of, it's not like it's a major thing that needs to happen. Like, he's already got rid of Aubameyang, Mustafi, Kolasinac, like so many of these players that are just like synonymous with this banter era at Arsenal. But yeah, that's what I think Arsenal need to do for next season. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.